Hi guys, welcome to the brand new series on Git. Today we are going to see why we need version control in first place and why it is mandatory for a developer to work with version control. Version control is a system that records changes to a file or set of files over time so that you can recall specific versions later. Version control is also called as revision control or source control. For example, you are editing an image today and opening it tomorrow and making some more changes. Then you feel like you messed up something today and you want to go back to the previous version which you saved yesterday. One way to handle this is save each version daily, make a copy of before day version and work on it. This will work well if you have minimal changes. What happens if you are working on a very big project which spans over a year and daily you want to create multiple versions? One biggest problem is it will become clumsy and the data size increases. What if multiple people want to work on the same project? This is where we need the version control system. If you are a graphic or web designer and want to keep every version of an image or a layout, a version control system is a very wise thing to use. It allows you to revert selected files back to a previous state, revert the entire project back to a previous state, compare changes over time, see who last modified something that might be causing a problem, who introduced an issue and when, and more. Using an VCS also generally means that if you are screw things up or lose files, you can easily recover. In addition, you get all this for very little overhead. There are a lot of benefits if you use version control system. Now we will discuss about important key benefits. First is code together. Version control synchronize versions and make sure that your changes don't conflict with other changes from your team. Your team relies on version control to help resolve and prevent conflicts, even when people make changes at the same time. So developers can work remotely and can still make sure that changes are not conflicting with each other and they can work on same feature parallelly. Example, there are two developers working. One developer can create a code and commit to the version control system, and another developer who is located in some other geographical area can take this code and do some modification on top of it, and he can commit the code on the version control. So this version control helps the developer to code together irrespective of the geographical zone. Versioning. Think the software which you are creating as different versions or different releases. Version control allows you to save changes to each versions individually without affecting other versions. Here if you see, user can commit code to version 1 without affecting version 1.1 or version 2.0. This is very important when you are working on a larger project which has different releases. Keep a history. History is the key feature why people go to version control system. Version control tracks the history of changes as your team saves new version of code. This history can be used to find who, why, when changes were made and even what changes are made. History gives you the confidence to experiment since you can roll back to a previous good version at any time. History lets you base work from any version of code such as to fix a bug in a previous release. Here you see there are two developers, David and Augustine. They are committing some code on April 6. He is creating a comment like created class and we can see he is committed on April 6 and this commit was done by Augustine. Another developer named David editing the file which was committed by Augustine and he is added a comment, added constructor. We can see this file was committed on April 7 by David and he has given a comment named added method. And another comment on April 8, 2018 by Augustine. So by this way we can able to see who committed what and when and what changes they have made to a particular file. We can keep track of each changes made to a particular file with the help of version control system. Automate task. Version control automation feature saves your team time and generate consistent results. Automate unit testing and BDDs, static code analysis, security vulnerabilities and deployment when a new version are saved to the version control. That is, when you save a version to the version control, then automatically different automation tasks will be invoked. Here, once the first commit was made, that is created class, as soon as the commit made, the automation task will get triggered and it will be checked for various security vulnerabilities, unit testing and behavioral testing. Once everything is success, we will get success message. And if you get any error, if you have any BDD related issue or any unit testing or security vulnerabilities, we will get error when we commit a file. Thus, automate tasks saves time at later phase so that the developer can fix the bug or security vulnerabilities as early as possible. Workflow. Version control workflows prevent the chocos of everyone using their own development process with different and incompatible tools. Version control system provide process enforcement and permission so everyone stays on the same page. For example, let's consider two developers working on a JavaScript project for which they are not using a version control. Let's take one using the gulp.js to automate time-consuming tasks and another using grunt to automate time-consuming tasks. At last, when they tried to merge the code, they came to know they are using two different tools to automate time-consuming things in JavaScript. This can be rectified if you are using a version control system so that everyone will be in the same page. Version control will make sure that they are using the same tool to perform various tasks. Thanks for watching this video. For more technical videos, subscribe to this channel involved in innovation. Please leave your feedback and queries in the comment section.